Good afternoon, morning, or evening. I'm the Mainly Digger, and this video is not about digging or metal detecting. This video is about drones. Big surprise. And this is my first actual mission with Drone Base. And my first actual paying gig, I guess. This was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a learning lesson, and you'll see why. So I'll just tell you right now. It was hard. It was hard. It's an ego killer. This is what I learned, is that first, do your research. So I had issues, and you'll see in the video, I had issues. And not because I didn't do my research, because I didn't realize. So what you should research is if there's any airports in the local area, and Drone Base usually has that covered, I hope. And I did do the research there, and that was, there's a private airport about 5 miles away, and so no issues, or no airspace issues. But also what I would suggest is look for radio towers and cell phone towers, or anything that emits a bunch of power. I was super excited, super enthused, and I still am. I'd do another mission in a heartbeat. And Maine doesn't have a lot of missions from Drone Base. So when I get the opportunity, I'm gonna take it. And that last opportunity that I didn't take was because I had drill weekend, and I had to go do military stuff and not fly drones, unfortunately. So this was an opportunity. I went to Turner. Property shots for Drone Base. First time, a lot of fun, a little bit of stress. I did all the checks. I re-centered the gimbal. I recalibrated everything, which, another suggestion, if your drone works or has been working correctly in the past week, don't mess things up. Don't do it. Just let it go. I don't know if that's the correct answer for you, but that's my answer, and that's what I learned. Also, I crashed it while I was doing some checks, and I had gotten new propellers, and the propellers that I had gotten were really cool, but they were a different type of material, but they were very hard to get off. Got them off, replaced them with not the correct propellers. They're propellers I bought off of Wishlist that I was like, I will never use these again, but I still kept them because that's a smart thing to do. Everything was set, everything worked until I got to the site, and nothing worked. And I will leave that part, that little hint, and you guys can go hopefully look into the video. Also, exploring of it, the property is abandoned pretty much. It is abandoned. I would say it was abandoned. It's probably not been lived in for a while. And it's just interesting to see. It's a weird feeling to walk up on a house and just walk around. I got everything calibrated and centered, or whatever you want to call it. I put these propellers. That's after the accident. I had to adjust, and I've done this once or twice where I get the wrong size propeller, and I mean it doesn't really affect the flight, but eventually they get trimmed down and the flight is smoother. And you'll hear in the video, it's loud. It's very, very loud. In one of the shots, you have to go up to 340 or 350 feet in the air and take directional photos. So 7 directional photos. the compass, you have north, northeast, east. I'm probably going to screw this up. Southeast, south, southwest, west, and northwest. Hopefully I didn't screw that up. So seven shots at 350 feet, 340 feet. And I practiced that the Friday before, and everything worked correctly. Everything was good. I'd never done that before. It's kind of scary for if you've never gone up that far with your drone. I've gone up maybe 100 feet, 200 feet, 200 feet for mapping, and just couldn't really see the drone because it's white and maybe, I don't know, my eyesight, I don't know. So what I did, or what I thought would be a good idea, is to just take a highlighter or permanent marker and highlight the bottom. Maybe it was a horrible idea, I don't know. So I did that. I just made sure I had my registration on, my FAA registration number for the drone, so I can do commercial stuff. And of course, I have my drone, the Part 107 license, had that on me. I'm not gonna, I'll let you watch the video to see what happened, but I had to make a few corrections, not corrections, I had to fix this. Works. And then this, I didn't have, this is a gimbal, they call it a gimbal protector, but I'm using it as a stabilizer because these legs are kind of wobbly. I've had a couple of crashes. So it's stabilizing the legs or the landing gear, whatever you want to call it. And I made that on a 3D printer, so I'm pretty proud of myself. I didn't have this on the mission, but my biggest worry was that when this would interfere with the calibration, and it doesn't. First drone based mission. I am stoked. I am in Turner, Maine right now, on site at the location. I already checked if anybody's there. There's no vehicle here. So it doesn't look like it's been lived in for a while. I have my vest. I am set. I'm ready to go. I'm stoked. Absolutely excited. First drone based mission. Cannot wait to see how this goes. It is from a weed and it wrapped around. This has been one heck of an adventure. I tell you what, learning experience. So this was a nightmare. It was fun. It was a good learning experience. My drone took a beating. So I'm gonna have to repair that. Some other repairs. These are too long for the drone. So here is what I walked into, and it's a real estate. They're selling the property and they wanted photos of it. 350 feet or 340 feet through the 7 directions. So the compass, they want to do the compass. I came up here and I was looking for a place to land or launch from. This gravel seems like a great idea. No, negative. First crash. And then I was like, okay, so I got to watch this power lines there. So I got to watch the power lines. So I got up and did the 7 points. And it was, it's scary. I haven't been up that. I did it yesterday perfectly. Everything worked. Today, nothing's working as planned. And, but so I got that done. That took a little while. That took a little bit of battery. So I had a couple bars left on that battery. So I brought it down and replaced it with the other battery. Next, you got to do 100 feet. And it's the same thing. And that, for whatever reason, took forever. I crashed like 6 times, 6 different spots. Like it took, I have never lost control or radio control or with a transmitter to the drone. I lost it twice today. So I don't know what maybe it's the spot. I recalibrated everything last night on my drone, which probably I should have just left it alone. Anyway, so I launched it from this spot, got it up to 100 feet, and it took that whole battery to do it. That whole battery to get 7 shots. And
It was incredible. I had an incredible, of course, you have all this tall grass here, and that didn't help either. The grass, like I would land it or try to, so it wouldn't go off and damage something, and it would get in the tall grass and flip it over. And if I flipped it, at least every time I landed it today, even when I wasn't emergency landing it, it flipped. Dude, learning experience. And this is something else, man. I do a couple of repairs, nothing big. Hopefully it works. But taking it up, definitely a first. Taking it up to about 350 feet in the air, definitely new. Have never done that. I did it yesterday. I just tested it out, like I said, and still not comfortable with it. Anyway, God dang, I still had a fun time. Good learning experience.
So that happened, a learning experience. I got the photos, the shots that were wanted, that were asked for, and I got paid, and which is probably the important part besides the experience. And I did enjoy it. I really did. It was scary. It really was. Not going there, not, the issues with the drone. That was kind of scary because that has never happened to me before. Having a runaway drone, or like a drone that completely cuts off from the remote or the transmitter. I've never had that happen. I can't say that anymore. So it was a good time. It really was a good time, and I will definitely do more missions if I am offered them. Mainly to get out.
So the beast works. As you can see, it's loud. I need to get more propellers, or they might get shot down. Who knows? But don't get pushed with propellers. I might have to do a couple updates. Recentered everything. I did some work on it. As you can see, duct tape and some glue and then duct tape. I keep doing stuff like that. But it's not as bad as it was on the mission that I did, which is kind of horrible. Absolutely horrible. Took out the photos. Still made the money. But yeah, it was pretty bad.